My next guest has got a huge opportunity coming up here against Alex Morgan on Dana White's Contender Series on August 30th. It's Blake Bilder joining me here on the program, live from the boardwalk or somewhere. Blake, how's it going, man?
It's going good, man. We're at the Upper Newport Bay, just getting in tune with nature, just enjoying the morning, watching the fish jump out of the water, and getting some sun.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. Kind of like this opportunity you got here for Dana White's Contender Series. Congratulations. I know for a lot of fighters, for some of the fighters, they find out well in advance and they can't say anything until the UFC announces it. When did you find out about this fight?
Yeah, well, it was kind of crazy. So I was writing down my intentions and all my goals. And literally I took this straight line persuasion course by Jordan Belfort. And I was re-listening to it, and in there he talked about goals. And so I was like, oh man, I totally forgot about that. I was like, well, I better be intentional about my goals. So I write my 60-day goals out, and literally everything on the goals list, boom, happened within an hour.
Wow.
I said that I was going to get a fight for the UFC in August. I also said how I would finish, but I will not disclose that information.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'll
Gotta keep the game plan
tight
to the chest. I get it. It's all good.
and I said that, I'd sign with Jason with Iridium and get this party started literally within an hour of me signing and dating my goals. I wrote it July 5th. The end goal was September 5th, and we got the fight August 30th, and I said that I would have a fight for the UFC in August. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. So when I got the news an hour later, I said, it's written in stone. It's meant to be. Let's make it happen. I can't wait.
And it happened, man. You manifested it. I don't suppose you had any lottery numbers on there too. That would have been nice too. Maybe I win the lottery.
I've never played, but I think I might start,
Yeah, you should maybe do that next time. Get a little extra cash in your pocket. No, that's great. Yeah. You're a guy, man, that I've followed for a while. I know you've been grinding it out in the regional scene. I know you only have 7 fights, but I know you're someone whose name that always sort of pops up. Was this something, I know you wrote down your goals, but was this something you were expecting? Because I feel like for a lot of people who are familiar with your career, this was kind of just a matter of time.
Yeah, absolutely. For me going undefeated as an amateur, and then not just in MMA, but also in kickboxing, and then having an extensive background in boxing, that a lot of people don't really know about. I was number 1 in the country for MMA and top 10 in the country for boxing at the same time. And most people don't know that. And I had a lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments and everything. So as far as experience, it's there. And now manufacturing the right team, manufacturing the right belief system, and me and everybody around me, it's just it's just been the perfect storm, So for me, it was expecting that, but also preparing mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually for the opportunity when it presented itself. And right now I feel as though we are there and more. I'm ready to really make a run.
Yeah, and obviously big fight here against Alex Morgan. I know Alex really well. I live up in Canada. He fought for TKO for a while. He's actually got 2 wins over a former UFC fighter and TJ Laramie. Were you familiar with him when they offered you him as the opponent? I was just curious about that.
No, not at all. I saw that he's from a good gym. He's with TriStar for Hobby. He has a pretty good amateur record, just like me, extensive pro record, and he's got a lot of experience, and I'm taking the fight very serious, and I'm looking forward to the challenge. He's a good fighter, and it's gonna help me grow, and I'm excited to overcome that challenge.
Yeah, I honestly think if you look at this fight on paper, this is a UFC level fight. I mean, that's what's so great about it being on Contender Series is the focus will be even more on it because, with Contender Series, there's only 4 fights, right? So that'll be kind of the fun part here. You mentioned, having an army around you and having the right support sort of going into an opportunity like this. Where are you training right now, and who are some of your main training partners? Who's helping you get ready for this fight?
Yeah, well, right now I'm up at Real Boxing. I got a lot of stud boxers. I mean, really good professional boxers that I'm working with. Nikolai Vetnikov, who was 14-4, big Russian middleweight. He fought on the Contender Series last year.
Yep.
My boy Alexei, he's a Ukrainian boxer. I got Moses Murrieta up at Sub Fighter.
I know Moses. Good guy, man. I like that guy a lot.
Moses is great, isn't he? He fights this Sunday.
Yeah, no, I heard about that. Yeah, he's still racking up the wins. It's been pretty cool to watch him as well. So that's a good stable of guys right there, and I'm sure a lot of up and comers too, which is cool because you get that variety in training.
A lot of different guys, a lot of different looks, a lot of high levels for grappling, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai. I mean, it's so many people that it's hard to name them off, but off the top of my head, those are some of the heavy hitters that I've been rocking with.
That's awesome. And I know we got a lot of time here, but I imagine the weight cut's going well. I know it's hot out there, probably just cutting a few pounds just on this walk right now.
Yeah. Well, especially, it's like you head out in the morning and it's overcast, and then you're still wearing this, and then the sun comes out and boom, immediately the heat is kicking in and hitting you hard. So the weight cut's going good, man. For me, like I don't diet. I just focus on my nutrition. So
yeah,
it's like rephrasing
it's a lifestyle.
that.
Yeah.
It's lifestyle. Yeah. It's lifestyle. So it's like, for me, I'm constantly and consistently looking to better my best. And, I'm always trying to make sure that my weight is more dialed in, that I'm staying lean, and how I'm performing with my weight being at that. Like, am I better at 160? Am I better at 165? Do I do better with fats in my diet? Like, do I need to carb load, reverse carb load? So I'm always just A/B testing, and trying to figure out which is the best fit for me.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight? Who will be in the cage with you that night? We're
going to have Adam Lynn, who was pretty nasty on the Canadian circuit for IFL back in the day. And then I got my coach, my brother, Chris Guevara. He's absolute monster. He goes by Flame. And I'm going to have those two guys in my corner, and it's going to be a good night. I'm excited. I'm anticipating it.
You were originally from Minnesota. How did you end up in California? What's the story there?
Yeah, so I came down. I did a promo for a special needs guy at my old gym, and we raised a bunch of money. He wanted to win a gold medal at a world championship thing, so we went to a special needs tournament, and so he got triple gold there. And it was in Long Beach. So when I was in Long Beach, I was on a walk like I am right now. And I was like, man, I'm one decision away from making my life somewhere else. And I was like, you know what? I'm making that decision right now. So I headed back. I was just starting to get managed by Jason House. And I hit him up. I was like, hey, man. I was like, how are the fights coming? He's like, oh, man, you're like the boogeyman. Nobody wants to fight you. I was like, all right, well, what would happen if I came down to California? And he's like, whoa, calls me up right away. He's like, where's your head at? What's going on? He's like, what are you thinking? I was like, well, I've noticed a lot of guys in the regional scene in Minnesota do well, but once they get to like a national worldwide scene, they typically tend to fall off. So I'm just looking at the common denominator, and I feel like they fall off. I was like, if I went to California, could you get me fights? He goes, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was like, well, I think you know my answer. He goes, I know a spot in a fighter house that's open right now. The captains of the team are Alex Perez and Marlon Chito Vera. And I was like, okay, looked them up. Like, those are some fucking heavy hitters right there. Got a solid flyweight, solid bantamweight. I was like, well, let me know. He gives me a call back in like 20-30 minutes, and there's one spot open in the fighter house. I got a month to pack up everything in my life and make it down to California to live in Irvine, California, in a fighter house with like 13 other fighters. And that was my life. And
cool, man.
Yeah, and that's how we made it happen. Got away from the cold and into
I was just gonna say that's a nice little bonus to it as well. Weather ain't too
Yeah.
bad out there in California. Yeah, so
Yeah, that's amazing.
it's awesome. Back to your fight, August 30th. How do you see this one playing out? I know you don't want to give away the game plan, but what can fans expect on August 30th?
It's gonna be a finish.
There we go.
Mark my
Simple
words.
as that. You don't get paid by the hour, right? So you got to go out there and.
Hey, that's what my old coach said. He said I was at a fight one time. I was kind of nervous, man. He's like, Blake boy, look at you. Look like you gonna cry. I was like, I'm fucking nervous, man. And he's like, look, this is what you gotta do. Gotta go in, hit him with that Hicks and Gracie, boy. Do a little circle like this. He goes, get in, get out. You ain't getting paid by the hour. So you ain't getting paid by the hour. Going with a little, he would do like this motion and then like wax on, wax off, get him out of there. And if we did it in that fight, Cannon, Georgia, that was crazy.
Cool. We know you like going for walks. Obviously, what else do you like doing as far as hobbies outside of the gym? What are some of the things you get up to?
Oh man, it's been golf.
Oh, awesome! I'm actually going today too. That's why I got this.
Golf.
That's why I got this cool shirt on here today. I'm going golfing later this afternoon. So
that's right. Hey, we got to go golfing.
Let's do it. I'm trying to set up like an MMA media versus fighters golf thing at some point. I think that's got to happen. There's a lot of people golf, you know.
That's super necessary. We just got to make sure that it doesn't turn into a Adam Sandler versus Bob Barker.
Yeah, not that. Yeah, let's avoid that. Let's keep the fists in the cage here. But yeah, I think that's cool. How long you playing golf for?
Man, me and my boxing coach just started like 2-3 months ago, but already we're passing up all the fools that are dialed in. They've been going to the driving range, and me and him are starting to hit like around 100. He just hit under 100 the other day, but I've been hitting like around like 103, 105. But I'm working my way down. I just got some new clubs, so we're picking it up, you know. And it's a nice way to challenge yourself mentally and just kind of get out in nature and enjoy yourself, you know. Just kind of like this.
Yeah, and I got to ask my last question before we get out of here. I'm a Canadian. You're from Minnesota, which I think should really be part of Canada. It's so similar. Are you a hockey fan at all? Yeah, I was going to ask, are you a hockey fan at all?
I'm not, but I enjoy going to the games.
Yeah, there we go. Good answer. Yeah, it's one of the best live sports to watch, I think. So
the first time that I went to a game, I didn't know that it was so violent, and like seeing the guys get like checked up against the boards, and then seeing guys like get into fights, I was like, oh man, this is my sport. I should have been in this since I was a kid.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And I'll tell you what else is going to be violent. This fight, August 30th, Dana White's Contender Series. Blake, thanks so much for doing this. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word. Absolutely. I want to thank Fuego Delta 8, Rhino Rush, my guys over at Craft Beer Kings. Shout out to my coaches, Adam Lynn, Chris Guevara, Felipe, and just everybody that supported me all over the years. I mean, the love is unmatched, you know. So I just want to thank everybody, and just let everybody know also that, you know, if you're going through a hard time, you know, reach out and talk about it, you know, because right now mental health is a big issue, but we don't have to believe in the depression hype and the anxiety hype. You know, we can choose a different belief system and tackle that if we're willing to, you know, face ourselves and move forward. So, you know, make sure that you're good with yourself and you're talking about what's going on in your life, you know. Don't make a permanent solution to a temporary problem.